3, 2, 1. Lift off. Whoa, yeah. I wanted to pretend I was a superhero today. Thanks for joining us for a midweek touch point. I don't have a cape. I do not, nor am I a superhero. A few things I want to remind you of that are very, very important in the life of our community, and that is this coming Sunday, the 4th. We're going to receive communion together. We're very fragmented as a people group because of the current circumstances, but this is a sacrament of the church that we can participate in together that actually has a knitting effect, a bonding effect as we worship the Lord in obedience to following communion. So have your elements ready. We're going to do that right in the middle of worship. It's going to be great. Also, another great opportunity lies ahead of us for this Christmas season. You know, we've been thinking as a staff and a council, what are we going to do to impact the city in some way, some kind of outreach for Christmas? And what we've decided on, feel really good about, is we're going to partner with the Kaiser Chamber of Commerce. They have eyes on the ground, so to speak, eyes out in the field of families that are going to be in need. They work with the schools, etc. But what I would like to propose to you is, as a church, our goal is to raise $2,500. What that will do is that will allow us to bless 50 children with gifts worth a value of $50 each. And one will be kind of a fun play thing that hopefully will last a while, and another one will be very practical. But join us in that. If you'd like to give to that, you can designate your gift to Christmas 2020, COVID Christmas, whatever you want to call it. But please join in as we raise these funds to bless these kids in our community. You know, I've been reading in Luke and my devotional time, and in Luke chapter 8, there's the parable of the soils, or some people refer to it as the parable of the farmer scattering seeds. Well, I don't know if you're like me, but Jesus is teaching this huge crowd, and afterwards the disciples were a little perplexed about, like, scratching their heads like, okay, what do you really mean by that? And I'm not going to share the whole parable with you, but I oftentimes ask myself, okay, what's the good soil? I want to be the good soil. What's the good soil? And I want to read that passage, which is verse 15, and then just share a couple very practical points with you, because if we see these things in our lives, we are good soil. So allow me to read Luke chapter 8, verse 15. The seeds that fell on good soil represent honest, good-hearted people who hear God's word, cling to it, they hold tightly to it, and patiently produce a huge harvest. I hear from so many people, oh, I don't feel like God's using me enough. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing. Listen, patience is part of it. Let me remind you of a few key points in that verse. Good soil in our hearts. We live honestly. We're honest people. We're good-hearted people. We hear, we read, and we hold tightly to the truths of God's word. And we patiently, though expectantly, we patiently await His transforming power to produce a harvest of fruitfulness in our lives, and a harvest of fruitfulness for those that we have connection and community with. I hope you're having a great week. I look forward to seeing you on the 4th. Don't forget communion. God's grace to each and every one of you. May His peace fill your homes. May His peace fill your hearts. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Zooming out. Woo!